Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. I think this is the first beer review since I've got back. So a beer I'm going to do is a beer that I picked up while I was away from a brewery from St. Lucia. Now I'm going to do this because why there's maybe still a little bit of interest, maybe the wrong word. While it's still fresh in people's memories, I went on a cruise and went off to the Caribbean and that. There might be some interest still in people's heads. So this is what I'm going to do, this St. Lucian beer. So I picked this up while I was in St. Lucia, obviously. Now, where we got dropped off at port, there was a bar that was pretty much, I'm guessing, run by this brewery. Although the brewery was further around on the coast, they had this bar there. So when I saw that, I thought I've got to try some. While I was there, I tried 5 different beers. One of them I have got in a can to review, but this one wasn't on tap. So I picked it up in can form to give a go. So what we are looking at is a brewery called Antilla Brewing Co., like I say, from St. Lucia. And this is a can of their Formidable St. Lucian India Pale Ale. It's in a 355ml can. It's coming in at 7.5%. And this costs $6 American. So we're looking at about £6 for that. Now, bearing in mind, it's St. Lucia, the bar was round by a port area, so they can probably charge whatever they bloody well like, pretty much. But also, I'm kind of guessing the cost might be more expensive there to do. Also, I suppose the interest isn't as big as maybe sort of like the UK or the States. So yeah, it'll be interesting to try this. Like I said, I did try a few of theirs, tried a stout, tried a passion fruit pale ale, tried another pale ale, tried a sour, and I tried a wheat beer. Now, out of all the beers, there was a couple that seemed quite sour anyway, just the beers. I think the standard pale ale was quite sour. Obviously, the sour was sour, but I also found the wheat beer not on the same sort of lines as a German wheat beer, but that was quite sour as well. So it'll be interesting to see what this is like. But let's stop waffling and let's show you the can. Don't even know where I'm going with this. It's all going wrong. But there we go. I did try and pick up a glass as well. They had a couple of glasses behind the bar, but they were not selling them. They were almost shorter, smaller, fatter versions of that with Antilla Brewing Co. Would have been nice to be able to buy one, but I couldn't get one. They don't sell them. So let's get this cracked open and see what we get. If you've seen in another video that I've done since I've got back with whether I like the holiday and what I picked up and blah, 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 you'll notice that I picked 2 other beers up. One was the Passion Fruit Pale Ale, like I said, and there was this one, which is a St. Lucian IPA, but there was also a West Indies or West India IPA, or whether it's trying to be a West Coast, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, this beer in a glass, it's got that very sort of old school, sort of dark, sort of IPA look about it. Not sort of major, sort of traditional sort of IPA look, but whereas most IPAs now tend to be a lot lighter, this is more sort of deep amber, if you like. I'm not seeing many bubbles go up, but I never do in this glass, as I always say. We've got there was about a finger, it's gone down to about half a finger of white creamy head. But it looks pretty decent. It's hazy. So let's dive in on the nose and see what we get. I did try and read the bloody thing, but I can't see anything. So let's just dive in on the nose, see what we get. Okay, sweet. There's a funny sort of aroma in there. Not off-putting, but it's sweet. It's maybe got a bit of toffee caramel in there. Maybe a little bit of banana, dare I say it. No real sort of hop presence for a 7.5% IPA. There's maybe a little touch of that sort of ethanol alcohol thing going on in there. Just a touch, not much, but just slightly in the background. Yeah. So let's stop sniffing. Smells all right. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. interesting, really. It's almost, it's not traditional, but it's got a traditional feel about it with an edge of craft. Body's not bad. 7.5%. I would have maybe hoped for a little bit more, but it's certainly not thin. It's certainly not watery. Gentle carbonation in there. Quite smooth to drink, quite soft in the mouth. Now I've had a bit, the back end of this beer, the booziness is showing its face. On the taste, it's very much malty. It's got that malty, old school feel to it. The bitterness kicks in right on the back end. I'll be honest with you, it's not the nicest of bitternesses, if that makes any sense. There's a little bit of a sweetness, a little bit of caramel, sort of malt thing going on. But there's not a lot going on in the flavour. There's nothing really fruity. I'm not really picking up a hop presence in this. There's maybe a little bit of banana somehow in that taste. But the back end, for me, the bitterness is a nasty bitterness. And you do start getting that alcohol. Now, it's hard because I want to give it a good rating. Well, not rating, but I want to be polite to it. But they're probably way, way, way behind UK breweries, US breweries. They got to be. So they're probably sort of, I think it's been going, I'm trying to think how long this has been going for. About 2017, this brewery. It lacks a bit. They're way behind on brewing. I suppose these sort of countries are just used to producing lagers. They're not used to producing stuff like this. Now, I find the bitterness harsh. It's very much traditional for me, with an early day feel of craft beer being brought into it. Is it worth $6? Absolutely no way this is worth $6. Pretty much £6. This is, honestly, it's you know, you could pick something up like this in the UK probably for about £2. But as a standalone beer, it's all right. It's maybe got a little bit of grapefruit in there as well. But for me, I would say I'm a little bit disappointed with this one. But I'm kind of getting the learning. So for me, Antilla Brewing Co.'s Formidable St. Lucian India Pale Ale, I suppose as a sort of old school sort of IPA, it does the job. But I think at $6 a can, you want to be expecting a bit more. But, you know, as a standalone old school sort of IPA, it's all right. It's all right. But maybe not worth the $6. So, yeah, for me, would I pick it up again? No. Not that it's a disgusting beer. You know, it's just not enough. If you've had it before, let me know what you think. If you ever go to St. Lucia or you're heading to St. Lucia, Look for this bar by the pool, or even look for some St. Lucian beers while you're out there. Give it a try and let me know what you think. That's it for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've waffled on, excuse me, for way too long this time. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again soon on another beer review. Cheers.